So I said right at the very beginning that a program is something that you usually want to put some information in. You have input, you then do some processing, so we talk about loops and we talk about if-then, and then you want to give that answer out. Now often it could be a light switching on. A button is pressed, which means it checks if it's on, it then switches off, and if it was off, it switches on. Or you make your volume louder, presses the button and it works out the next volume needed. What we're usually going to be talking about here in Python is talking about words, and I've shown you lots of examples already using print, so I'm not going to spend much time on print, but print is the main way that information comes out, that we output. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to show you another way of taking output, which is to write that information to a new file. It's a little bit more complex. In W3 Schools you can search file handling and there's a whole section on that. So it's worth reading through that, but I've come to a place on the page where we talk about writing files, which gives me a little program where several things are done at the same time. So I've got that code. Just here. I don't think you're going to be able to see that. Yeah, that code is just here, or you can find the code on the Python file write, or the write section on file handling in W3 Schools. Let me show you in a second that program written in Python. So what we will find is that what's happened is we are asking the program to open a file. It's a simple text, TXT file. That's a very, very basic, ordinary file just for holding words. It doesn't do anything clever. So we're saying open a file. If it doesn't already exist, it will make a file of that name, and I'm going to show you now where I'm saving my program. This is the only file I have in here at the moment. It's the program that I've been saving each time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to open a file. It will try to open it in the same file my program is running from. If it doesn't exist, it will make a file of that name. And A means append, add more onto it. So, and we're going to save it in a variable called f. Confusingly, it's just they've just used a letter, we could call it special file or something like that. Then it's asking to write to that file. Now the file has more content, and close that file. So I'm going to run that, and you should notice down here that file suddenly comes into existence. I have my Python shell here as well, and what will happen is I think you may not find, it may show it's run something, but it won't show any output. There, it shows it's run it. Look, the file becomes existing, and if I look in it, there. Now, because I have the A, it says open it and add, append, add on to the end of what was in there. So if I run that program again, nothing shows. It says it's run, but there is no output shown here. If I open my text document now, look, it's added it on. And there is a way of making a new line. I can't remember what it is for now, but we can add that separately. But you can see it's adding onto it. The example W3 Schools is giving also has a little clever tweak at the end. And what that does, it opens the file, it writes something to it, it closes it, and now it's going to open it again, and now it's going to open it to read, ready to read, and it's going to show on the screen whatever is in that file. So when I run this a third time, this line should now appear for a third time. It should be 3, and then the output, as well as being saved in this separate file, is going to be fed back. File's being opened again, and it's going to be read onto the screen. Let's try running it. Okay, so it's opened the file. It's now written the content 3 times. And now it's closed it. Then it's opened again to read. And it's put the value printed out onto the screen. You really should give this program a good try and find that file, check that you can make it work. It's a really useful thing and it will stretch you.